The member for Ballarat.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. This government has underspent on its infrastructure announcements by an average of $1.2 billion every year for the 8 long years that it's been in office. How can Australians have any confidence it will deliver on the announcements made in this year's budget?
The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
So glad the Prime Minister has asked me to answer this question on his behalf and the government's behalf. Mr Speaker, now, I know, blessed are the cheesemakers, I know that Labor hasn't delivered a budget for nearly 10 years. They haven't delivered a surplus budget since 1989. 1989, a surplus budget. That was the last time you did it.
Members
Look
on
at
my
them go!
left.
Look at them go! They know! Probably none of us were even here then. So, there is no underspend. This is how budgets work. Yeah, this is how budgets work. It's not come in spinner. They put
The
you up
Deputy
to
Prime
this.
Minister will just pause for a second. Members on my left, a lot of you have spent a lot of time wanting to get back in here. You're about to be straight out. The Deputy Prime Minister...
Out at the next election, Mr Speaker.
Now, I just got to ask the Deputy Prime Minister, didn't think it's possible, but he needs to be relevant to the question. Okay? If you can just...
Mr Speaker, the federal government pays states and territories upon the completion of milestones. So when a state or territory gets the allocation, gets the commitment by the Commonwealth, they do the contracting, they do the tendering, they run the project, and when a certain amount of cement is put down, when a depth of a hole is built, when a pier is put up, Mr Speaker, we pay on milestones. So, if there's weather or if there's some other event, or indeed if a state just can't get on and do the job required, then the cheque doesn't get paid. But rest assured, member for Ballarat, that money that, as you claim, might be underspent still goes into the overall budget for infrastructure, and it does get spent upon the completion of that job. And that's why we're getting on. And I can hear the Leader of the Opposition. Yes, 8 years, 8 glorious years. You just thought you had it made when they gave you a small amount of money to spend. We're getting on and we're building the infrastructure that Australia, particularly regional Australia, which you forgot when in those 6 dysfunctional years under Kevin Rudd, under Julia Gillard, and then under Kevin Rudd again. We're getting on and we're building the infrastructure, whether it's dams, whether it's roads, whether it's the inland rail, and it's supporting 100,000 workers. And did I say in my previous question answer, I think I did, an additional 30,000 tonight in the budget. So we're getting on and we're spending the money that's required. And we also do it based on state priorities, yes, based on the territory priorities. And I'm happy to work with any ministers of any political colour, stripe or creed to get on and build the infrastructure that we need. And that's why when I advised them on Sunday night, gave them the heads up as a courtesy call, they all come back to me. The Labor ministers were delighted with the infrastructure spend that Josh Frydenberg is going to announce tonight.